Yo, what up? This is One Eye Gamer. I'm here with
Sean the Flamingo.
Sean the Flamingo. Yeah, this guy is awesome. If you guys never checked out his channel, you need to right after this video. But we want to give a huge and wow thank you to Mr. Thunder himself. I mean, I'm his thumbnail guy, but this is Sean's actual first time. And what are we doing, Sean?
We're gonna be going over the worst Call of Duties from the best Call of Duties. This list it'll be like from PC to console. Doesn't have to do with anything else.
And that's fine. You know, I mean, there are some games out there like Call of Duty Declassified that was actually, I believe it was on the PSP. It was in 2012. There's like COD Strike Team that was on Android, and that was back in 2013. And another one that I actually never heard of until today was COD United Offensive. That was PC only, and that was back in 2004. But again, like he said, this is not going to be anything that deals with anything other than PC and console, and this is more current. Of course, we're not going to go back down to 2004 because I personally never played that game. Have you, Sean?
No, not at all.
So I mean, I don't know about that to you guys, but this is our personal opinion. It does not apply to anything that you guys may feel like, hey, this is the best Call of Duty, because we get it. We know that you guys have your own opinion, and this is just our opinion. We thought we would collab on this to come on Thunder's channel and, you know, let you guys know. But as the list goes, let's start with Sean's number one. What's your number one, buddy? Your worst?
My worst number one, oh my god, that's gonna be Black Ops 4. And Black Ops 4 is by far the worst Call of Duty in my opinion, from the lack of content, game-breaking bugs, and the very poor support from every aspect of the game. I mean, it's just a bad game. I mean, it feels like a skeleton crew is working on the multiplayer, and they are only focusing on Blackout.
You know what? I could actually honestly feel that, but I have to disagree with you. In my opinion, the worst Call of Duty for me was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. My gosh, did I spend hours upon hours sweating, smelling like hot dog water and cheese because of all the sweat dripping that I had to sit there. I mean, literally, I think I really did need a bar of soap because, man, was my booty crack stanking after a couple hours of playing COD IW because it was the skill-based, I can't even talk. The skill-based matchmaking was so thick in that game. I don't think I've ever encountered a worse skill-based matchmaking game. And I could understand that people, you know, in their perception, for me, skill-based matchmaking for me is the worst. I mean, I could deal with anything else, but skill-based matchmaking, at its worst. Number four, buddy.
My number 4 has to be MW3. I feel like it's the game itself, the gameplay is good, but it feels like just a poor version, watered down MW2. There's a lot of lag in that game, and the shoot.
It's okay. Get it out. Just get it out. Check this out. I'll just cut in. For me, and I know a lot of people are going to sit there and get mad at me for this, but I'm going to tell you why. For me, my fourth worst was Modern Warfare 2. And yes, I know I'm going to catch a lot of crap for that, but I'm going to tell you why. See, I didn't come into Call of Duty until 2010. Back in 2010, Black Ops 1 was when I first jumped online. And I'm going to tell you guys a real short story, and let me try to make this quick. See, before I got online, I never got online. You know what I mean? Before, back in 2010, I just never got online. I used to feel like, this is going to sound weird, but I felt like the only people that used to get online were like rapists and child molesters. And I know it sounds like, how do you put that together with online gaming? Man, my mind used to work a lot weird back then. And I just used to associate online people with online people that were on the PC because, you know, I didn't fully understand it back then. So I know it's kind of stupid and dumb, but back then I heard about this game, Black Ops, and they were like, yo, you got to get on it, you got to try this. And I'm like, what are you talking about, get online? What is this online crap? And then I understood. And so my first encounter was Black Ops 1. So I didn't have a chance to experience Modern Warfare 2 at its greatest moment. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, that's how it goes. Number 3.
My number 3 worst Call of Duty has to be Black Ops 3. This was when Call of Duty started to get bad, in my opinion. the supply drops, the microtransactions. That's when it started to get out of hand. And once the microtransactions and when Activision started making a lot of money off of BO3, they saw a lot of dollar signs, and they felt like they needed to capitalize on that and ruin the franchise.
Well, and unfortunately, this is where it turns for me. This is kind of where it starts to get better, but in between at the same time. My third worst but best, I guess, because it's in the middle, would have to be Modern Warfare 3. And this is kind of where it started to change, I guess, because I came in where Black Ops was. I didn't have a chance to experience Modern Warfare 2, so for Modern Warfare 3, when it came out, it was just a different experience and a different game for me. I was just expecting a Black Ops style Call of Duty, and I went from Call of Duty to Battlefield 3, and I like both genres. And so for me, I really enjoyed both. So when Modern Warfare 3 came out, I just kind of expected something else. And playing it now, I actually enjoy it, and I actually do stream it now. It doesn't happen all the time, but I do stream all the older Call of Duties. And now I could sit there and say that I actually enjoy it. Back then, though, it was different. So I'm just going by my first experiences. So you know how it is. Number 2 for you, buddy.
My number 2, so this is going to be one of my best Call of Duties. It would have to be Black Ops 1. Black Ops 1 was arguably one of the best Call of Duty's game ever, you know? Probably because it has to do with, it felt like a complete game at launch. There was a lot of content to use and play. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point.
Well, I could honestly sit there and say, I would almost agree with that, almost. But for me, the second best for me is Black Ops 2. Black Ops 2 is actually more like Black Ops 1, and that's technically what I enjoyed. I enjoyed it way better. It was kind of the turn where they introduced, you had to pay for camos, some of the camos. You also had to pay for, I believe, extra slots. And that's kind of where stuff started to turn into money grab, I feel like. And that's just my opinion, but I can't recall other than DLC anytime before that. And even when I researched before that, I know maps used to come in like 16 maps at launch back, when we had Black Ops 1, even Modern Warfare 2. But I can't remember anything else. I don't really want to sit there and say guns versus this and that. I want to sit there and say this is the beginning of where it started to turn. This is kind of like where I feel they were kind of testing the waters to see how much they can get away with. And you know what? People bought into it. People really did. I've seen a lot of camos all over. I mean, you can go into the games now and it's pretty much almost hacked on Xbox 360, but PS3, oh, you could still find a lot of lobbies. And again, I do stream that game as well. What about your number 1, buddy?
It would have to be Black Ops 2. I felt like that's when Call of Duty was at its very peak, and when it was it was like the best time for Call of Duty. The fan base was thriving, and it didn't start to decline until Call of Duty Ghost. I feel like Black Ops 2 was like one of the best Call of Duties in my opinion, because everybody and their mom played it. I mean, that's when Call of Duty started thriving. No ever before. Call of Duty YouTubers were popular, super popular. I remember watching Thunder. He would do Black Ops 2 videos where he'd do name and shame, lag switching, people who cheated, It was kind of entertaining. And that's when Call of Duty was fun and enjoyable. It didn't start feel unenjoyable until Call of Duty Ghost.
And for myself, honestly, I would have to agree with a lot of what you said. Black Ops 2 did have a lot of amazing stuff back then, and Thunder was pretty much at its peak when Black Ops 2 came out. I mean, I remember seeing the lag switcher, and also, let's not forget the worm squirm. Let's not forget, everybody knows about the worm. That was when the world's most advanced camper was the worm. And, I honestly have to agree that was pretty much at its peak, but still, my number 1 would have to be what I've been mentioning this whole time, Black Ops 1. And that's when I first came in. That's when I first was playing. I mean, this is not a joke, guys. I would go to work, come home, play for like 16 hours, and head right back to work again. And it was really hard, but man, did I destroy my relationship with the girl that I was with just to play this game, because I sat there and wanted to play this game so much. I had so much fun. And my KD was, I think, at like a 0.68. 0.68. I didn't even care because I had so much fun. There was nothing that you had to buy other than the DLC. You didn't have to sit there and worry about not getting any camos because everything was in-game. You had to just buy it. Other down to the, like, just earn in-game money and go through and buy your way all the way up to like almost gold, I believe it was. But I mean, other than that, I didn't fully prestige all the way. But for me, Call of Duty was in its prime for me back with Black Ops 1. And pretty much, guys, that's the end of the video. But we don't want to forget to tell you guys to subscribe. Both of our channels will be down in the description. Check out Sean here and check out me. I'm One Eye Gamer, or you could just call me OEG. Any thoughts, bro?
This was my first time doing a live comm. I appreciate you having me on, Thunder. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.
That's it, guys. We're out.